Okay, so I want to welcome you all to the Los Juntos Community Meeting. Tonight, we're going to share some information about the, not the upcoming construction, but the already started construction. I was at Los Juntos today and was amazed at how much work has already been started and completed. And I have pictures at the end of my slideshow to give everybody a sneak preview. I've created a PowerPoint and I'm going to pull that up on the screen and go through. If at any time you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand. You do that electronically. There is a button, I believe, at the bottom of the screen that you push to raise your hand. And I will call on you as you raise your hand. I'm going to flip my list over. Okay. Share screen. Okay, can somebody tell me if you can see this, please?
We can see it, Helen.
Okay, thank you. After the last board meeting, I want to just be sure. So, okay. So the last time that I spoke to staff and interested parties regarding the construction, we had submitted the plans to our Division of State Architecture for approval. We did get those plans back a little bit earlier than what we thought. And that allowed us to go ahead and start with the demolition and the fencing and demolition at the site along where the blacktop playground was. So the plans were approved, and right now we are in the site site prep and foundation work phase. The area that is going to be under construction has been completely fenced off from access for students and staff should students have been on campus, and demolition of the portables in Woodbridge has already, I'd say, been completed, and they're working on the asphalt, pulling up the asphalt. The second phase, or the second part of this, after they complete the foundation work, they start to build the building inside the fenced off area. Students hopefully will return to school in January and will be on site during this construction, but will not be able to access any part of it due to the secure fencing. So while during this spring and next fall, they'll be completing the building of the actual building of the school. Students will then move over into the new school, and the area where they're in now at the old school will be fenced off, and the existing school, with the exception of the administration building and the kindergarten building, will be demolished. After that demolition, they'll put in the landscaping, the playgrounds, and the project is hopefully going to be completed somewhere around February, or I'd say spring of 2022 for a move-in at the latest by the fall of 2022. This picture shows the yellow lines is the area that is fenced off right now for construction. Inside these yellow and blue lines that I'm tracing around is where the new school will be built. You can see that they have removed the portables here, 2, 3, 4, Woodbridge, and the trash enclosure, the dumpster the trash enclosure that holds the dumpsters has all been removed already. So this is our phase 1 construction area. I can't, you know what, I can't see if anybody's raising your hand. So if you have a question, can you hold it till the end of the presentation and I can get to it then? This picture here again shows the construction zone here is in the red. The field here is circled in the red in the back, the recently renovated field. We're talking in this slide about Woodbridge, which used to be located here, here, I'm sorry, that's the trash enclosure right here. Woodbridge is now moved to the library in the back of the campus. When we move into the new building in this area, Woodbridge will then take over the K1 and 2 building and renovate that for Woodbridge use, providing parking here and in and out and entrance for parents for easy drop off and pick up here. And then students won't be accessing inside the school building until inside the school fenced area and building until after at a regular on a regular basis. They'll be maintaining their time, they'll spend their time here and they'll have access back here to the field and then to the playgrounds here when they're built. So it'll look a little bit different. The timeline, as we said, was October through February 22nd, we're hoping. As you know, with construction, anything can happen, but that's our timeline. Demolition phase 1 here, once again, and then site prep and foundation work. This is the footprint of the new building right here. And as you know, I think you know, this building is built similarly to John Muir, where it's contained inside, so that there's no separate pods on the outside. All for safety and security reasons, all classrooms are located with an inside hallway rather than outside hallways. In phase 2, the students will move into the newly built building here. This area here will be fenced off and demolition, the portables will be demolished here. We are keeping the original, the current administrative building right here to be sectioned off into office space for some of our specialists. And here is the K1, K2 portables for our building for Woodbridge. Right here, when this happens and the portables are gone, you can see the outline of the playground area with the 4 squares and the basketball courts and the tether balls and so on and so forth. This is an aerial shot of the new building. Here on the end of the building are restrooms. And the neat thing about the restrooms is the playground area is here and students can access these 2 restrooms here without entering through to the main building. And then these doors get locked and they can be used from the inside of the building by locking off these 2 doors here. They have access to the restrooms from the inside here. Here's a covered area for drop off and pickup right here. And then a 1 point of entry is right here. This is the main point of entry for the school here during the day. All other doors will be locked. The only access to the inside of this building will be right here. Here's a floor plan. There are, let's see, there are 18, we have 19 standard classrooms, and that would be these right along here, here, here. These 2 classrooms here are actually, they have a folding door that can be opened, and so that you can invite maybe the 3rd grade team in here to use this and have one presenter, or they can work on a 3rd grade project. It has faculty meetings can be held there, staff meetings can be held here. So there's a lot of use that can happen. Alhambra has one in the K building, and John Muir has one in their school, and Vicente has one in their school, and they're all used for different reasons at different times. This right here is the library. And if there's evening activity that needs only the library, the whole campus can be shut off except for access here through an outdoor, through a door here into the library. Here's the single point of entry here. This is the multi-use room. The campus is fully fenced. There is an access control system on the main exterior doors. It's a very secure building so that people cannot walk into any door on the perimeter at any time. The only way they can get in here is if they have a fob and a key to get in. But anyone walking onto campus would have to access the school through this one door. This is a drawing of the typical classroom, and this is an actual picture of the typical classroom because we have it, it's the same size and the same structure as we built at John Muir. And so they're 960 square foot classrooms. They pretty big size. When we moved in, John Muir teachers, there seemed to be plenty of room for them to store in the cabinetry that we have provided. And instead of smart boards, they have interactive boards here. There's tack board, or, you know, all the walls are covered with tack board so that you can hang student work and display student work without ruining a painted wall. There's energy efficient LED lighting, dimmers on everything with motion sensors. There's an integrated audio visual system in every classroom, which is pretty cool. We'll hopefully, as soon as we get the school built, we'll get everyone in for a tour. We will be opening John Muir for a tour, and Las Juntas parents are very welcome to come and walk through and see the site and what may be happening, what is going to happen at their site. So here is a typical kindergarten classroom. Notice that most of the floor is carpeted here, but there is a VCT section here, a vinyl tile section here for art projects and so on and so forth, which is typical of a kindergarten class. Each kindergarten class, of which there are 4 kindergarten classes, has its own separate lavatory for students built right into the classroom, so they don't have to leave the classroom to go, and they don't have to share with other kindergartens. That's something new. So, okay. We also have storage for their outside, and they'll have their own separate playground. This is the double classroom I was talking about. This is the movable partition. I know when I went to school and I won't tell you what year, but they had pods, and that was the thing to do, was to educate students in pods in middle schools. And the doors and the folding doors, these partition doors between each of the pods, pod classrooms, you needed like 5 people to pull them closed. I can guarantee you these right here, you can do with one person in one hand, and they open and close. It's pretty awesome. This is, like I said, we can use this for professional development, for collaboration, for kids, for staff meetings, for just about anything. This is a picture of John Muir's multi-use room. Las Juntas' multi-use room will be approximately 2 times the size of the existing Las Juntas multi-use room. There will be a separate entrance for after hours use and an integrated audio visual system on the stage, for the stage and for the room itself, and then for the stage. And just like John Muir has, the stage will have a movable partition with a door cut in it, which would allow the stage to be used for a classroom should you need it without interrupting what's going on in the multi-use room to a certain extent. So here's a colored picture of what the campus will look like upon completion. Here you can see in the multi-purpose room that the stage is here, and then the sliding partition to make this a classroom is right there as well. You can see the restrooms I was talking about can be accessed from inside, but can also be accessed from the playground here on the outside. What else do I want to point out? The 4 kindergartens, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is their playground here. And the playground for the rest of the school is here. And of course, access to the play area on the grass. This was the announcement that you received either in your mailbox or on your front porch. What I want to point out on this community mailer is that as the construction begins and you have any concerns or questions, it's a simple question that you think the school could answer, please feel free to call the office. They are keeping a log of calls in case they can't answer. They do refer directly to our facility department for answering. But as far as questions or concerns related directly to construction activities, you can call the superintendent or the project manager from Overa, the company that we have contracted with to build the school. And for any other project related concerns, we have Joe Schoenstein available. He is our bond project coordinator. And then April right here, a lot of people will just email here questions regarding the campus replacement project. You can email to April Thompson at her email address, or send it through regular United Postal Service here. So there's plenty of ways to reach someone if you notice something is going wrong, or you have a question about what's going on. So these are pictures that I took today. This is where the playground and the portables were here, and the trash enclosure all right here. This is from, these pictures here are from the backside of the campus. The field is out here. You can see people walking along the track. This is the last portable that was taken out. I think it was 3 small office or specialist portables. And this is the playground back there, but it's kind of interesting there. I think they just started this just a few days ago, and they're already this far. So it was very exciting to see. And the kids aren't there to be distracted by it, but I'm sure they would be very excited to see it as well. So I'm going to pull this down, and I'm going to see if there are any questions from anyone. Let's see. About anything, Okay, so if you do, oh, wait, I have one here. Hold on. There you go. Priscilla, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can. Thank you. We live very close to the school, and we're so excited that the field was reopened. And we were just down there today with my student, my elementary student, and he was thrilled to see all the demolition. So it's definitely worth going and looking at from the vents. And actually, my question is about the field, really. Maybe this is something you'll address later, but there were hours posted on it, and I'm wondering if those hours are going to be, it says it's open at 6:30 in the morning, but I haven't found it to be open. And so I was just
Yeah,
planning my day.
these people right here, I was there at 7:30, and they're walking the track with their dog.
Oh, good. Okay.
So Mario's been opening it, the custodian, I believe, and Karen, jump in if you'd like. Mario, I believe, opens it at 6:30.
6:30, but his hours, yeah, it should be open at 6:30. If it's not, feel free to call the site so we can make sure it is. He's been locking it again during school hours. So 8 to 2:30, the field will be locked again, but it should be open at 6:30.
Oh, okay, yeah, and that was my other question, is I wasn't sure if like during school hours part of the sign was relevant right now because I didn't know if students were there or not, but
We have students on campus, therefore we do lock it during school hours.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. So you'll have a front row seat to everything that's going on. So let us know how it's going. Any other questions? Okay. John, can you think of anything I might have missed?
Just, on the site plan, just like John Muir, we have the outside dining shade structure area on the playground, and also the kindergarten playground. It may not show well in the plan, but we do have the
I'll pull it up right now.
we do have those covered areas.
I think I've pulled it up. Can you see it?
Not on the screen now.
Is it?
No, there you go.
There
Okay.
it is.
Right here, right?
Yes, correct.
This is the shaded area. This here, is it? The shaded areas are blue, right?
Yeah, so they got
Covered.
one inside the kindergarten playground
Right.
area, and then one out on the main
One on
playground.
the outside. Okay, anything else I might have missed?
No, I think you did a good job covering the big picture.
Okay. Well, if at any time anyone has any questions, please feel free to get a hold of us and we will answer them. with that being said, if there's no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the community meeting. And I hopefully hear from you if you do have any concerns. So thank you very much.